Hello everyone and welcome to the Australian Guineas Day preview on Saturday at Flemington. Highlighted by the Australian Guineas, Tagaloa is the favourite and it's won its last start, so it's going to be hard to beat. But let's get straight into it with the units. Last week we did okay. Defibrillate got over the line, but it wasn't enough to get all of our units over the line. Behemoth and Arcadia Queen couldn't get through for us, but still all time, we're 42.7% clear, so I think we can bounce back this week for a good week. Race 1 is a 2-year-old set weights plus penalties over the 1,000 metres at listed level, and Tycoon Hummer is the $2.90 favourite ahead of Carlos at $5 and Wanneroo at $5.50. We're taking a look at the last start efforts of To the Moon Alice and Wanneroo. Would you believe me if I said Wanneroo ran 4th out of this race? Well, it did. To the Moon Alice was unlucky and probably should have won the race with clear luck in running. Wanneroo gets home very, very quickly. They went hard up front and it suited the back markers. I still think Wanneroo is better suited over further and is probably suited to like 1,400 metres. To the Moon Alice has got a really good chance as well. And we're taking a look at the last start effort of Tycoon Hummer. You can see that it wins with great authority. It's related to Hummer Hummer. Of course, Hummer Hummer's a good horse. It did this so convincingly. Froston run behind Enthar, so it's obviously good form. Gate 8 down the straight is perfect. Will it handle the straight? We don't know. But if it does, I think it's going to be very hard to beat. And I think this is an above average horse. And they've found the right race for Tycoon Hummer, and I think it'll be hard to beat. Carlos has been running it against General Bow and horses like that, so it's got the form, and I think it's a really good chance. To the Moon Alice and Wanneroo, as I've said, but Tycoon Hummer's an above average horse in my opinion, and I think Carlos is the main danger to it as well. Race 2 is the listed Roy Higgins Quality over the 2,600 metres, and coming down from Sydney at $2.90 is Sky Max ahead of Mosh Music at $4.80. And we're taking a look at the Tawny Night Cup as a reference. Stars of Karam was solid in this performance. I've tipped Mosh Music on the weekend, and you could probably see it's dropping back. Forget it. It was 3 wide, no cover the whole trip, so it should have probably deserved to drop out. Mosh Music won prior to this at Sandown, and did that very, very well. Gate 6, it loves Flemington. I think Mosh Music at $4.80 is a really good price, and that's why I'm happy to be with it. Sin to Win. Now, it's been running in better class races and finally drops down in grade, and I think it's over the odds at $14. Gate 2, Sky Max. Well, who knows what it'll do, but it's a good horse, and Stars of Karam just doesn't win. But Mosh Music is the way I want to be in the second race. Race 3 is the Group 3 Shaftesbury Avenue over the 1,400 metres, and Bam's on Fire is the $3.60 favourite ahead of the Flying The Harrovian at $4.60. We're going to take a look at the Harrovian as well. This horse has won I don't know how many in a row, but they've all been in up in Queensland. Finally comes down. Brad Stewart takes the trip down just to be with it. Gate 3 on the weekend's a good gate, and it just keeps winning. Clockwise, it always seems to go well, and anti-clockwise, it's only 3 wins from 15 starts, so I'm happy to be against it, considering it's never really proved itself against like the top quality horses. But this is a last start replay of Sierra Sue and Bam's on Fire. Forget Sierra Sue had issues. Bam's on Fire was held up. This was first up. It was a really, really good performance. Jamie Carr sticks with it on the weekend. Gate 4 will get an ideal run, probably sitting in the 2 wide line, so I can easily peel out and run on well. And I think Bam's on Fire is the one to beat. Not confident, but I think it is the one to beat, and I've got it on top. Platoon's coming across from Perth. I'm not sure where it is at the moment, but at $8 seems good. The Harrovian, as we've already touched on, Sierra Sue had excuses last start, will be better suited with Michael Walker. But Bam's on Fire, hopefully, can win the third race. Race 4 is a benchmark 90 over the 1,200 metres, and Subadar is the $3.70 favourite ahead of Labour Rod at $4.20, and over the page, nothing much doing. We're taking a look at the last start effort of Labour Rod, and I'm telling you, finally won a race. Labour Rod was only first up, so it'll be better suited second up this time in. Damon Oliver goes on. Gate 14 will be drawn the right part of the track, and will get every chance, and I'm telling you, look, it just doesn't win often. Even though it won on this occasion, it just doesn't win enough. So I'm against, I'm telling you. This is the last start effort of Subadar up in Sydney. Now, Subadar is a very, very classy horse. This was first up off about a year and a half off. And that was about 5 weeks ago. It's had 2 trials since this, so it's obviously fit. It loves the good track. Gate 11 down the straight, Jamie Carr the first time. It just sets up perfectly for it. The only query on it is fitness, but I think if it's 75% fit, it should still be winning considering it's a class horse. I've got Subadar on top. Defiant Dancer has been racing in better class races. Gate 1 not ideal, but is a class runner. Street Icon's my best roughie for the day at $18. Drops back in grade. Gate 6 is good, and Labour Rod, as we've said. But I think Subadar, Jamie Carr, $3.70. Race 5 is the listed Bob Hoisted over the 1,000 metres, and the Flying Fabergino is the $3.90 favourite, head of All Banter at $4.40, and Muntasira is at $5. We're taking a look at Fabergino. This was in the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes behind Nature Strip. I thought it ran really, really well on paper more than visually, because it was in the outside part of the track and nobody else was there. So I thought it did well to stick on as well as it did. It just shows it's up to Group 1 class. 1,000 metres is right up its alley. Gate 11 will be hard to beat with Michael Poy, a good front-running rider. This is the last start trial effort of Muntasira. I really like the way it went to the line here. Its form before it went for a spell, it was just racing against 3-year-olds. So obviously the form may not be as good, but it was really high-class 3-year-old races. It ran in the Coolmore stud behind September Run, and I just think off the trial, and because it's got a good gate, I think at $5 it's a good price, and I'm having 15 units to win on it, not $5.50, it's $5. Fabergino can easily blow them away. Hummer, good horse, first up, good gate, All Banter, Craig Williams, but Muntasira on top. Race 6 is the Group 2 Blamey Stakes over the 1,400 metres, and the favourite right down the bottom at $3.20 is Buffalo River, ahead of Funstar, who's actually scratched, and $4.80. So Best of Days was the next best at $5.50. We're going to take a look at Best of Days' last replay. Now, this was its first win since the Cantala in 2018, and it got it all its own way. No one was pressuring it, got easy sectionals up in front, and was able to hold on. This is not going to happen on the weekend. Buffalo River will go fast enough so it doesn't set up like it did at Caulfield. I think it was suited to Caulfield, and I think it's a touch under the odds. Now we're taking a look at the last start effort of Buffalo River. I only want to focus on Buffalo River. I think this was an incredible run first up, considering it was first up. It draws gate 5 on the weekend. Jamie Carr is a good front-running rider. This horse needs to be up and rolling. I don't think this was much of a rolling tempo. It just was a sit and sprint, and that suited Regards Marie more than Buffalo River. So I think Buffalo River, 1,400 metres, good distance, and a good thing. So Buffalo River, 18 units to win on top. Star of the Seas is a class horse. I'm not sure about the Flemington Way, but 12 units to win on it at $7.50 is a good price. Mystic Journey's probably past her best, but can run well, and Best of Days. But Buffalo River and Star of the Seas are the 2 for me. Race 7 is the Group 1 Australian Guineas over the 1,600 metres. This is the feature, and Tagaloa is the $4.20 favourite, head of Zoo Dancer, down the bottom at $5. I'm going to give you a bit of time to look at this because there's a lot of horses in it. Tagaloa and Azara and Dom de Shoot are probably the 3 that I want to follow out of the race. I thought Tagaloa did well on this occasion. Gate 1 it had, now draws gate 10. I'm not sure where it'll get to in the run. Azar draws a better gate 2, but just will it get stuck or not? I'm not sure. Dom de Shoot was good through the line. 1,600 metres will be right up its alley, and I think it can run really, really well. And this is the last start effort of Zoo Dancer. This was a really, really good win. It beat Personal. I know it was a good win, but all of her rivals on this occasion were first up, and she probably had the fitness advantage. Now has to go against the boys. Gate 8. I think it's just a touch under the odds at $5 compared to like Azar, who's at $8.50. So that's Zoo Dancer. I'm with Azar, not confident. It just doesn't win. Gate 2 probably gets stuck, but I think it's a class horse and can win. 19 units to win. Dom de Shoot will be suited up to the 1,600 metres and can run well. Tagaloa won last start, and so did Zoo Dancer. I'm having 8 units each way on Dom de Shoot as well, but Azar. Race 8 is the English Dash over the 1100 metres and Rocketing By and the Bopper $4 and $5 coming down from Sydney are the favourites, and Celestine over the pages at $8.50. We're taking a look at this Sydney replay. The Bopper and Rocketing By and Bella Nipotina are the main three to follow out of this race. Bella Nipotina was struggling for room and probably should have finished closer. Rocketing By was rocketing by all of these horses, and that's Ole Kirk on the very outside, so it's a good form race. The Bopper on the inside wasn't in the A1 ground, so I'd be forgiving of that horse as well. And yeah, good race. Celestine and Bella Nipotina as well. This was down the straight in the spring behind Written Beauty on Oaks Day. Written Beauty is an above-average horse, and Bella Nipotina and Celestine both finished beside each other, nearly beat Written Beauty. I like both these horses. I had trouble splitting them. These were my top two on top selections for the race on the weekend, and I had trouble splitting them. They're both very good horses. I ended up going with Celestine. I just think it has a tad more upside than Bella Nipotina, who's been to Sydney and has to come back. So, but 10 units to win on each, I'm not confident. And Bella Nipotina is $9.50, not $6.50. The Bopper will be in the A1 ground, and Jamie Carr first time helps. Lord Olympus is a good horse as well, but Celestine and Bella Nipotina. Race 9 is the Group 3 Tricity Stakes over the 1400 metres, and Snap Dancer is the $4.80 favourite ahead of Paul's Regret at $7.50. We're taking a look at the last start effort of Snap Dancer and Paul's Regret. Those are the main two. I thought Snap Dancer did pretty well considering it had to come back from Gold Coast. And Probabile, well, the form stacked up, hasn't it, winning the Futurity Stakes Probabile. Paul's Regret was also very good. Paul's Regret draws a very good gain on the weekend and has the map advantage over Snap Dancer this time. And I think Paul's Regret can run really, really well. And nearly had it on top, so good horse. Shout the Bar and Shy Low. This was in the spring in the Group 1 Empire Rose. Shiloh probably just peaked on its run over the 1600 metres. I like Shiloh at the 1400 metres. Shout the Bar's first up, and it may need the run against this field. I've got Shiloh on top, and I'm not confident, by the way. Gate 14 will have to get back, and that's a really, really big query. But I think it's got the best finish, and I just don't want to let it go around without me having it on top. So Shiloh on top at $9. Snap Dance is going really well. Shout the Bar first up, may just need it. And Paul's Regret's going to have a good map advantage and be right in the race. But I think Shiloh maybe just to blast out in the last.